It's been a minute, guys. Technically, it's been a few weeks actually, but I'm probably gonna cut that out. I'm probably gonna cut that out.
With country people like me.
Actually, it's been a few weeks, but yeah. During such time, of course, I had to set up an entirely new computer system for video editing. Had to buy a graphics card, put that in the new tower, such and such and such. Also went up to the first gaming expo I've ever gone to, Johannesburg Rage 2018. That was insane. I've never seen. Yeah, I never thought the geek and tech gaming community was such a buzz, but anyway. During all the time that I've been shooting videos and promoting the business as a destination for mobile handsets, I myself was without a decent mobile handset. So I was looking around, I was in the market for a new smartphone after my previous one died. The battery basically just imploded. The phone was unable to come on, so I'd been looking at a few purchases here and there. Can you guys guess which one it is? Let's just end the suspense now. It is the Nokia X6. One of Nokia's latest releases. This is part of their second wave of phones. This has come after the Nokia, plainly named 6 and 7 and 8 series. So this is the X series. This is kind of like the mid-range baby. It's packing quite a number of cool features. So looking at the back of the box, which is mostly in it's in Chinese. Forgive me if I do not know the exact name of this particular type of script. I should know. I kind of did Japanese in primary school, but anyway. So it comes with a 5.8-inch screen, 16 megapixel cameras in the back and the front. So selfie and back cameras are 16 megapixel. Comes with integrated AI, artificial intelligence. I'm sure that will do wonders for Google's AI assistant. We all know that Google is basically leaving Apple in the dust when it comes to digital assistants. Comes with a panorama feature for the camera as well, for those of you who like the creating the pan shots for your social media updates. And probably the most important aspect is the processor. It comes with the mid-range Qualcomm Snapdragon 636. Qualcomm, they have the 4, 6 and 8 series, so 6 being right in the middle. It's not the flagship performer, but still gets the job done. And of course, Qualcomm being the manufacturer that it is, I would imagine this thing probably goes through most apps and the UI, the user interface, like a beast. It's been about 2 days since I've spent some time with the phone, had some time to set everything up on the phone, put a new launcher or a new skin on it, Nova launch. It's been recommended by a lot of the other main tech YouTubers out there, guys like Lewis on Unbox Therapy, plenty of other people. So it's a fantastic device, don't get me wrong. The Snapdragon in this thing makes everything super snappy, fast, responsive. Some things I didn't like about the phone was that straight out of the box you had to do a quick update. Well, quick is a relative term depending on your levels of patience. It took me about half an hour to update this thing to Android 8.1.2, and because I had to order a Taxify, which is the equivalent of Uber, yeah, let's just say I wasn't none too pleased with that. Another thing it's more of a pet peeve than anything else. It's where the fingerprint sensor is located. So because this is not a tall phone, it's where the fingerprint sensor is located. So since this is not a tall phone, a lot of the times if you are not paying attention, your finger would naturally gravitate towards where the flash is on the phone. So you've got to kind of get used to the fact that the fingerprint sensor or the fingerprint reader is a little bit lower down, so it's here but naturally people's fingers would gravitate there. All of that being said, there's still very little else you can actually fault this phone on. It does support Quick Charge 3.0, which is a Qualcomm feature that many people still look for. You can literally charge this phone halfway in about 30 minutes, so that saves a ton of time. Battery life, because of the power management system that comes with the processor, does mean that if you are a moderate user and not that much into gaming and putting the CPU under heavy load, it does mean that you will reap just over a day of battery life, which for any smartphone user these days, utilizing social media, other forms of communication, it's fantastic. So for me, this is all the things that a smartphone should be. I'm saying this just out of personal taste, but this is everything a smartphone for me should be. It should be simple, it should be well built, not overly rugged, pretty smooth, light in the hand, good processing power, screen brightness, which should be not the brightest, but I mean colors and radiance, whether you outdoors or indoors, should be it should be well managed. It should be able to show the display in almost any situation. Fingerprint sensor is quite responsive as well. For me, it's not the greatest, but it's just a really, really good phone for a manageable price for those of you who are looking to buy phones cash. Yeah, so for me, this is what Nokia do best, and it has to be said, the notch for me is not really a problem. The notch on this one, thankfully, is a bit small. I know many people out there, the notch is a divisive issue. But thankfully Nokia did not cram too much into the top sensor here. The phone's camera is it's a bit of a mixed bag, but there is still value for money because, as you can see, hopefully as you can see, the phone does have a 4K video capability. We are shooting off the phone right now. Color correction and the color mix inside the Nokia, I've gone through some videos that do some color comparisons, especially between competitors like the Xiaomi Mi 8. So it does leave a little bit to be desired, but when it does come to stills photography, the phone, as far as I can see, does pretty well. Comes with a dual lens system, so that's 16 megapixels in the back, 5 megapixels for the depth of field camera. That also it works with a bit of artificial intelligence to give you that look that a lot of people like with the blurry background. If you're talking about the phone's video capabilities, I think the artificial or electronic stabilization leaves a bit to be desired. So if you are holding the phone in your hand while moving about, you would see a lot of that electronic, that shaky electronic footage that is so common with electronic stabilization. That being said though, there's very little else you can fault this phone for. It's one of the few phones that does still come with a headphone jack. It does support fast charging as well. So yeah, it does seem like Nokia, they stuck to the basics, stuck to their guns. If you're talking about the brand DNA of the company, even though they've abandoned, everything that they were once famous for, the old Symbian operating system. We're talking about Symbian. Jesus, when last did I use a Symbian phone? I think that was over 10 years ago. So yeah, having had to have migrated to, Android and, basically start from scratch after being relinquished from the clutches of Microsoft, Nokia are once again finding their feet. This second wave of phones, it does show, sensibility and a movement forward from the company that takes into account, a broad range of user preferences. They are trying to, make phones that appeal to a broad range of users. And with the X6, I think they've more than done that. Kudos to you, Nokia. But this is what they've always been good at anyway, so yeah. And with that said, if you guys would like to purchase one of these phones from our website, Zubymart.com, you are most welcome to do so. In fact, we do encourage it. Head over to www.zubymart.com. You will find the X6 listed there. Those of you who do make smartphone purchases will also get a free smartwatch as well. Get in touch with my partner Zubair. He is on social media, mostly on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, reach out to us over there where you could discuss with us any other videos or topics you'd like us to discuss. Any service issues or comments you guys would like to leave us, we'd always be appreciative of those. Don't forget to hit the bell icon on the I think am I pointing in the right spot? Don't forget to hit the bell notification or the bell icon on the top right of your screen, so you guys can get future updates. Those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. We will be coming back with more content, more phones, more news in the world of mobile tech and e-commerce. We hope you guys like this one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave some comments in the section down below. We'll see you guys in the next one.